Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Crown Memories with Dreams. My name is Kim Kumari, and I was Miss India USA 2018. Today, we have a very special guest with us, all the way from the UK and currently residing in Florida, Miss India UK 2022 and Miss India Florida 2021, Kushi Patel. Kushi, welcome to the show.
Hey, it's great to be here. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? It's finally nice seeing you.
I know I've heard a lot about you, the show, but it's great to actually be here now, and it's my honor to be talking to you guys today.
Well, we're honored to have you and for us to get to know more about your journey and where you are now and your future aspirations and goals. But starting right off the bat, I want to ask you about your journey, your pageant journey. Right now, you hold two titles, Miss India Florida 2021 and Miss India UK 2022. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank
And,
you.
and so I want to ask you, what made you embark on this pageant journey? And were there any hurdles that you faced in the beginning or, that you face right now, maybe?
Well, like you said, I am from the UK. I was born and raised in the United Kingdom, so I've lived there basically all my life. I moved to the United States in 2018, and it was obviously a major part of my life that I needed to focus on a lot because I had to move schools. I was in high school, so it's hard when you're a junior, senior in high school. You have to focus on all of your classes, and if you're moving countries, you have a lot of stress and stuff on your shoulder to like worry about. So moving to America was probably one of the most stressful experiences of my life. But I've always been interested in modeling, acting, and pageants, fashion in general. So I had at the back of my mind that I wanted to succeed and I wanted to be able to do something here in the States as well. I ended up doing Miss India Florida, and obviously that was a success for me because I won the title. I was then in nationals where I won Miss India USA Popularity Award. I was amongst the top six as well in 2021, which was another great achievement for me. And then recently, I took part in Miss India UK, which was also another success for me, and it continued to like push me to do more. So I will be in Miss India Worldwide, hopefully in June this year, representing my country, the United Kingdom. So I'm very excited for that. But moving from England was probably one of the biggest hurdles that I've faced, not only for the pageant world, but also for my own education, for just myself in general. Yeah.
And I can't even imagine being in your shoes. Moving a whole school is different, but moving a whole country is just, you everything that you know in your entire life, you let it go and you are gonna adapt to a whole new place. And so I can't even imagine that you went through that journey like 3 years ago and then followed by the pandemic, so which I'm sure was, just like
Yeah,
absolutely
that made it much worse because everyone was stressed out, not just me.
exactly. And then, you went on and you won the Florida pageant for yourself, the state pageant, and you placed top six in the national pageant, which is absolutely amazing. And you're also competing in worldwide, which is coming up very soon. So we're really excited to see you perform.
Thank you.
And going right into that and preparing for pageants and participating in pageants, how did you prepare yourself, for these platforms? And how did you calm your nerves down when you were stressful? Because it is a stressful time when the pageant's coming up, that week of the pageant, doing rehearsals, and et cetera, et cetera. How did you come about that?
So, like I said, when I moved to America, I had at the back of my mind that I wanted to work on modeling. I wanted to try and like put my foot into the industry and see what happens and how it goes. So I started off with a modeling coach here in Orlando, and it was a success for me because they like really helped me build not only my confidence, but they give me like the strength and the ability to want to continue doing stuff like nationals and not just staying like locally. And I was taught stuff like ramp walking, runway etiquette, just a lot of like ladylike manners and stuff that you wouldn't really be taught otherwise. And I think that helped me in like nationals pageants that I had to go through just months after my training because I was able to kind of like use it very unconsciously. Like I would be in um, a room amongst like however many girls on the day of the pageant, and it was just like a good gesture to be able to know to say good morning to them, to like approach them, and like just small things that really matter as a human. I was taught during my 1 to 2 years of coaching that I did previous to all of my pageants.
Amazing.
Um,
And that
and
was like real training that you had, right? And then you signed up for the pageant. So how much
yeah.
time did you have to prepare for the Florida pageant, and how did you go about that? Because I know there's talent, and so I want to know, like, what did you do for your talent, and how did you prepare for? You already had ramp walk training, so that you got that from there, but like the questions and the talent, like, how did you prepare for those?
So for my pageants, specifically, I have not really had a lot of time prior to like the day of the pageant to prepare because it's always kind of been last minute since I do college and at the time I had high school. And during my pageant, I remember it was like finals just 2 or 3 weeks before it, and everyone knows how finals can be. You're like studying every day, every night. So it was really stressful for me because I had all these AP classes. I had my dual enrollment going on, which was really hard for me at the time. And then obviously I had college courses I had finals for. I'm a pre-med student. I'm hopefully looking to go to med school in the next few years. So all of my classes are also really rigorous classes. And for me, it took, let's say, a month or two to prepare my talent, which was a speech. I talked about the coronavirus and how it had a how it affected people and gave them these mental issues that they had to try and overcome throughout the year of the pandemic. So that was my focus, and I thought it would be a good thing to talk about because obviously, like everyone was affected by Corona, and everyone has their stories on what happened to them, their families, and it would have been really personal to them. So it's good to kind of be able to talk about it in public because some people might not wanna, like talk about it. So if I'm kind of there to give them my side of the story and tell them what happened to me, it can not only help them but also like help the world and everyone kind of watching me realize that they're not alone. They have support from everyone around them.
Right.
Um, and so yeah, that was my talent, and I'm happy I chose that talent. I'm happy I talked about what I did talk about and gave the examples of my personal life on stage. And hopefully for my next pageant, I am gonna do something that can help people continue to realize that they have support and talk more about mental health in the world. Yeah,
This will be your talent for worldwide, right? Another maybe speech, but like focusing on the mental health
just
aspect.
something along the lines of kind of like putting that talk out there. Yeah,
Especially in our Indian community. I think it's not really talked about much. I mean, it's definitely coming out in this time of day where a lot of our generation kids are bringing it into the spotlight and really bringing it out there, bringing awareness to it. So I think it's amazing that you're using your platform to bring more light to this, especially using the worldwide platform, which is absolutely amazing. And
yes, thank you.
and now, more to talk about your winning a question and your national top five, your top six question. Which question would you want to talk about, and how did you answer it?
I would want to talk about my national question because I was actually kind of like hoping for a question about something like this to be what I'm asked because I'm very passionate about talking about it. And it was if you were to be able to go out with a celebrity or someone famous, who would it be and why? And also, why did they inspire you? So my answer for this, obviously I was nervous on stage and I wasn't like I was like, oh, like how should I phrase it? Like how should I say it? But I kind of just like let it out and as I would in my head. I talked about Shushmita Sen and how she won Miss Universe in 1994. And for people that didn't know, she was the first Indian to participate and win Miss Universe. And this is a huge thing for not only our country, India, but like for everyone, every Indian around the world. And for me, it kind of it influences and it really makes me want to do more because if she was the first to do something like that, I could be the first to do another major thing. And for girls like me that are looking up to her, once I am able to achieve something, there could be other girls that are maybe younger than me or they haven't really found their interest in modeling yet. They could use me as an inspiration and then hopefully do something great as well. So I thought that not only is she a huge inspiration, but if I was to be in her shoes, I could also help a lot of girls around the world put their foot into modeling and see how it goes for them. Because for me, modeling isn't really sorry. For me, modeling isn't really like just like the fashion. You also have like you need confidence to be able to go on the stage, right? And you're obviously a former winner, so you know how it is when you go on the stage and it's like all the lights are on you and all of the judges are looking at you and you get all of that like all the tension, but you have confidence, you have like the everything you need to be able to win. And I think to be able to share my story like that, it's just really great.
That's absolutely amazing. You know what you said, and having that mark that you want to set for the girls in the future, especially being that role model for our younger generation, when girls can look up at you saying, like, wow, she's a doctor, she's a model, and she has done so many passion projects, just being, there for your community. It's absolutely amazing. And just having those girls saying, like, okay, wow, like she looks like me, I can be like her, I can do it. I can dream big. That's what it is. They don't have to be constricted by anything that our community puts forth with. It's possible to do all three things together as well. And there's no limitations to anything that you do. So it's absolutely amazing that you have those goals for yourself and you know that, okay, like I want to do this in the future and you enjoy doing it as well. It's not something that, that's been put on you. It's because you want to do it and you're passionate about it. And now moving forth about, just having relationships with people and the community around you. When you joined the pageant community, how was it making friends and meeting girls from the entire nation when you competed in Miss India USA?
Well, obviously, when you go there, you know that it's your competition that you're going to be with for the next few days. But for me, the friends that I made literally like 10 minutes into being there were the ones that stuck with me. And to this day, I'm still in contact with several of them. And it kind of comes to show that like you know that they're their competition, but they're also like your family. They're like my second sisters. And to be able to talk to them about like my future goals and to have them kind of push me and me like push them although we were once each other's competitions. I think that like that kind of friendship really like sticks forever. And so I'm extremely grateful for the people that I met there and a lot of them that I still talk to. Obviously it's going to start off with like you're going to have the nerves, you're going to be like intimidated by a few of them. I got comments on myself too because of people like some people didn't want to talk to me for whatever reason it may be. But once you go there, you have to set forth and make the first move, make initiative, and make friends because you're gonna need them. Whether it's help to like do your hair or help on like seeing what your talent's like when you're practicing it, stuff like that. So
It's
you're
having
gonna
that
need
support
that person.
system. It's having the
Yes,
support system there. It's super important because yes, it's a healthy competition, but it's also important to make sure that you leave with those friendships,
yes,
you leave with those bonds because yes, some people win the crown, some don't. But if you don't leave without a crown and you don't leave without friendships, then what did you gain from the experience?
exactly. they're
I
like your backbones of from for the days you're there. They're like the backbones of everything that you do of yourself. And without them, I honestly would say that I don't know if I would have got that far because a lot of them did really push me. Like I stayed up till like 1 or 2 on the first night, which I kind of regret because it was a really early morning the next day. But I stayed up just doing my talent, and then my friend who was my roommate, she was also like rehearsing hers as well in front of me, and we would give each other like ratings. And so I think the fact that we could do that like proves that we wanted each other to do well, and we would have supported each other no matter who won or who didn't win, maybe.
like, and I love that. I think that's the most
Yeah.
beautiful thing to get out of the pageant experience, and for me as well, personally speaking. And people think that, oh, it's really catty, or like this happens, drama happens. Like, sure, there might be some drama on the low, but overall, it's really supportive and a building
Yes,
environment.
absolutely.
And going off with that, with relationships and the pageant community, you are coming back to New Jersey for Miss India Worldwide. So now, or how excited are you to meet ladies from all around the world?
When you say it like that, it's kind of scary, but I know that when I get there, it's going to be great once again. Obviously, like you said, they're going to be from different countries, and I'm yet to be put in an environment like that because it's going to be my first international level pageant. Nationals, like I said, was intimidating, but I did successfully get through that. So I think for this one, I'm going to have to just keep my smile up and be the person I am and just try to talk until I make those connections again, and hopefully walk in there with friends and leave there with sisters and a family. Yeah, it's my goal.
I love that. And for an international, when you
Yeah.
leave with friends, you'll be like, I have a home in every
Yeah.
little corner of the world. When you
Yeah.
visit some place, you're like, okay, like I have a home to go to. And I love that. I
Yeah.
think it's a beautiful
I'll
thing.
just visit a country and be like, oh, I remember her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now, we're going to steer our conversation. And I want to ask that, I know you have Worldwide coming up, but you also have another pageant coming up very soon. Do you want to talk about that a little bit with us?
Yes, so in the next few weeks, I have Miss National Beauty, which is going to be held here in Florida. It is mostly scholarship and charity-based pageant. The winner is going to get scholarship money for education, obviously, but they're also going to get a fund in which they can decide what charity they would want to give the money to. That's the winning queen's decision. There's going to be queens from different states of America. There's going to be another Miss Teen and Mrs. category. So I will be competing for the Miss. Um, but I'm looking forward to meeting everyone because like we all know, I've been in the Indian category pageants right now. I've had like Miss India Florida, Miss India USA. So this will be my first non Indian or non India based pageant. It's going to be mostly American nations and all of those that I'm going to be competing with. So it's going to be brand new to me because I won't have that like Indian family that I've kind of had
Right.
throughout my.
Yes.
Yes.
Be
So
an
it'll be
amazing
very.
experience for you. Something different, something new, and we wish you best of luck with that as
Thank
well.
you.
Of
Thanks.
course. And steering off with charity work, I want to ask you, you have many passion projects, that you love doing, and you had many volunteer work and community service that you've done. But out of everything that you've done, what is your most favorite work that you've done for your community?
So it would have to be volunteering in a hospital. I volunteered at Nemours Pediatric Hospital, and first of all, I do love children. That is why I chose to go to a pediatric hospital. But secondly, that hospital gives a lot of money to the children that need surgery every year, and they collect the money throughout the year for the children's surgery that occur. I'd say like late fall, early spring, and I think this is great because normally you earn money for charity and it goes off to these different places, but the money that's earned in the hospital stays in the hospital for things that happen in the hospital, like surgeries or rehab and all of that. And yeah, I think it's just beautiful that everyone that comes in and gives their pennies in like can leave having that peace of mind that a child's going to be helped or healed with their donations. So yeah, volunteering there was just like really fun for me. Like I would go there and I'd like give a big smile to everyone and I'd like be with the kids all day. I'd be helping the doctors out, shadowing them, and doing like these small like projects with the kids. We'd be like coloring in or these small things like that.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 100%. And like, what's your biggest takeaway from volunteering at that pediatric hospital?
I would say the biggest takeaway is that we know that all kids are like energetic and like we whenever we think of kids we think of them like running around being at a park like doing what kids do, but
Right,
I think the biggest takeaway is that some kids that are not as privileged are stuck in like they live in the hospital. There's been kids and like patients that have been in the have not left or went home in like months, and I think something that we can take away is that from the outside it seems like this great place to be, but then if you look into people's individual lives and if you look into how a child is really feeling, and this kind of like takes you to psychology, but it kind of like it's good to know and realize how every child has been brought up and how they feel in the hospital. You're gonna be upset, like even as a child, you're gonna like look at other kids and be like, oh, like they're doing this, and like I'm stuck in a hospital bed. So
right.
I think the takeaway is to just be grateful because what we have is amazing, and you're always gonna want more. But if you think about what you have, and if you compare it to people that don't even have what you have, you can just wake up every day and be happy to be living another day of your life. So that's probably the biggest takeaway for me. Yeah, just to
And
be happy.
that's super deep. Yeah, to be happy. And it's such a simple statement, but it's super important. People don't understand, like you said, the privilege that we have of living a happy, a healthy life and
Yes.
day, and, and not, like you said, and it really touches, your heart, the viewers, that you think that children are really energetic, they're bothersome, they're going around all day doing what they have to do, but you don't imagine children sitting on the hospital bed, just,
Yes.
none of that energy there. And I'm really
Yeah.
glad that you get to explore your passion and really put forward into the community, of being in the pediatric hospital and doing what you love doing. And going off of that, do you have any other projects that you did in high school, maybe? I know you also established the Indian Student Association in your high
Yeah.
school. And,
Yeah.
I think in a high school based with just the American crowd and, not having that local go-to point for the Indian Desi students, how did it
Yeah.
feel to, establish that community in your high school?
Well, like I said earlier, I moved from the UK during high school. So when I decided to establish ISA, Indian Student Association, at my high school, it was like a really big step because, first of all, I didn't have that many friends, and all of my friends were either like friends of friends or people that were in my classes. I didn't really have like people that I knew because I'd known them from the past or from middle school. And so when I established it, I had 10 or 15 people that were with me from day one, like, oh yeah, you should do it, like I think it's gonna go far, stuff like that. But then I had like them promoting it, and then I got a lot of students that are like non-Indian students putting like coming forth and saying that, oh, I want to be in this club, like this event, like Holi looks fun, Diwali looks fun, all of this.
I love that.
And yeah, we ended up having like small events. We had a fashion show where everyone wore cultural outfits. And for people that are not Indian to like experience this in high school is pretty cool because like in high school you don't expect like a fashion show in high school is not something you're gonna hear about all the time, right? Celebrating Holi in high school or having these Indian foods to celebrate Diwali, having like the candles lit everywhere. A typical high school may not see that. So I think that for me in high school, being new and not like starting with like zero to building this platform where people can explore the Indian culture and like learn about it and obviously have fun, was really good. And it was probably one of the biggest things that I did once I moved to America that also gave me the confidence to go on and do more.
And I love that. It's like you're freshly moved into a new country, you don't know many people, and the first thing you do is establish yourself in the community.
Yeah.
And I think it's really amazing that you also, you like you said, showcased it to people that are not Indian and making them aware of our culture and
Yeah.
just, like you said, having that confidence in the new community that you built. And which is
Yes.
absolutely it takes courage. It takes
Correct. Yes.
It takes that, and it's amazing that you stepped out of your comfort zone and you're able to challenge yourself and also the
Yeah.
community around you to be part of who you are. So congratulations on that too.
Thank you.
And I want to talk more about your future aspirations and goals. I know you mentioned earlier you want to be a doctor, but and you want to help children with modeling, and you also want to be active in the community. But you want to go like dive deeper into that as well. Of what exactly would you want to focus on in terms of being active in the community?
So, obviously, I want to do medicine. I want to be a doctor because that's something I've wanted to do since I knew what jobs were. I've always wanted to be a doctor, and so I'm pushing myself to do great in med school, great in residency, and be able to pick a specialty when time comes. Hopefully pediatrics, because that's what I'm on right now. But I want to work parallel with modeling and acting because I think that I have what it takes to be able to get far due to what I've done in the past, but kind of like gave me that encouragement. So I think that if I keep pushing myself, I can kind of balance both of them and one day be successful in, let's say, Bollywood if given the opportunity, and obviously in medicine, that can actually be like my backbone until I can prove myself to be somewhere in the modeling and acting world. But along with this, I want to be able to have my own organization. My platform would definitely be mental health because I think mental health is something that most people cannot talk about,
Right.
and to be able to talk about it freely is what can save somebody from doing something negative from mental health issues. And especially for kids because I want to base my whole career and everything that I do around, let's say, like
Right.
teens, yeah, younger people.
Mhm.
So that is what I'm looking for. I'm hoping to kick something off on that field in the near future. I'm about to finish my undergrad studies, so it's kind of like a hard time for me right now, but
Right.
I'm still
You're
working
like
on
trying
it. And
schools and everything, right? And just that race is on, that the stress is on, the pressure is on. So
I
good
have
luck
the
with all of
MCAT
that.
to study about. Oh, sorry, yes.
No, you're good. You're
So,
good. I know it's that time where you have to be like, go, 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 and you're prepping for the worldwide pageant. So I'm sure there's a lot on your plate right now. But it's commendable to you. You're balancing everything at the moment, and you're gonna get to the finish line. So good luck with that.
thank
And
you.
we're almost out of time, but before we go, I want to ask you, is there anything that you want to leave our viewers with, a thought, a belief, anything you want to share with people that are watching?
So I would say that to focus on your mindset because I was brought up with two very competitive parents. Like my parents, when they were young, they did different things in which they had a lot of competition for as well. And they really pushed themselves when it came to bringing me and my sister up. And something that they would always tell me is that your mindset is what controls your actions and everything that you do in decision making and stuff like that. And we all know how important this is in everyone's lives. So I'd say that to focus on your mindset and to not let any negative thoughts influence your actions. If you're able to have like a positive outlook on life and waking and to be able to wake up every day and know that like yeah like I'll get this done, I'll get this work done, not to procrastinate, not to be lazy about something that you know is important is probably the biggest thing because once you get stuff done you'll feel good about it, and
Right. Yeah.
the more you do this the more you'll realize that oh maybe I can keep pushing myself and get this far, and then eventually you'll be at a place where you're like wow like I really have the power and the control that I needed and it'll be worth it, yeah.
Right. To summarize all that up, it's like to focus on your mindset and to have a positive outcome. Yes.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that message. Thank you so much, Kushi, once again for being with us today. We really, really loved having you, and good luck with everything that's coming your way. And
thank
to
you.
everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning in at Mana TV International. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page to see repeated telecast of all the episodes. Thank you so much and have a great evening.